We're losing!
Teamwork, guys, more teamwork.
They're burying us alive!
Oh, shit.
Jeez Louise.
Honey, don't you want to beat those bastards? In my book, we're going to be winners.
What's the matter? You got nothing left inside, huh? Because you're training like a damn bum, you know that?
Screw them.
What are you doing? What are people doing?
Is this early access to...
Hey, let me tell you something, bro.
Get out there now and do the best you can.
All right, welcome to episode 168 of the Bad Fodder Figures podcast. This is Mike. That is Matt. Welcome, welcome, welcome. No Eric tonight. I think he's in Viva Las Vegas, or at least en route. He threatened to maybe join us at some point, but we don't know yet.
Yeah, he might.
Yeah, he might. You know, that's his style. He just pops in, right? Comes and goes.
Just comes and goes like the wind.
So here we are, Sunday night, once again. A steamy Sunday night, Matt. We were just talking about the weather here in the Northeast. It's, you know, it is hot, but it's muggy and very muggy outside. You go outside and you're like, oh my God, it's just a wall of nastiness. Of course, that's nothing to what the Pacific Northwest is getting, something like 106 degrees or something like that, going to be the next couple days. And I was reading some stat for places that like to keep these stats, and they broke it down to like the areas that aren't known for having central air or having air conditioners, and like Seattle and San Francisco were some of like the leading places because it traditionally doesn't get that hot there. You know, maybe they'll have like a hot week or something, but this is like kind of like off the charts hot.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So they said they have just like some other parts of the country, they don't have basements. You know what I mean? They don't have a traditional basement, so they can go down there and stay cool. So the whole house just fucking bakes. There's no escape from it. But
damn, California's got huge droughts and stuff again, and man,
yep. So hunkered down here in the basement, nice and cool, no complaints myself. A hell of a day, though. We're going to get into that in just a little bit. Now, Matt, as a civil engineer, and I don't want to make light of the situation at all because that's not my angle here. I really want to know from your interest as someone who's a civil engineer, is your interest piqued at all with the situation in Florida and the condominium? How does a thing like that, just, you know, structure-wise, reading through the papers and stuff like that, they said there was warning signs that some sort of beam or some, not a beam's not the right word, some sort of foundational cement.
There was foundation issues. It was sinking. It was sinking.
It was sinking. Yeah.
It was sinking, and you know that goes back in construction and stuff. And what was going on there during construction? Was the soil test correct when they got them, and you know, and what kind of erosion was going on? And the thing is that there was inspections that was done that saw these issues coming up, and it, you know, nothing was ever done about it. Even came out, one of the owners, tenants, whatever, came out with a lawsuit years ago about it because there was a shear in the wall and stuff like that. Just bad soils, and the building started to sink. You know,
I think, and they said this building next to it, same builder and everything like that, could have the same issue.
There's three buildings. There's three buildings down there. They're exactly the same. Not exactly the same. They're different, you know, a little bit different looking on the outside stuff, but they're basically there's three same buildings. Yeah, same contractor, same engineer, same builder, and so forth. They did all three buildings. So, you know, the other three, I'm sure, are going to be scrutinized for sure to see what happens there.
Right.
It was just a bad it's just a bad situation. Obviously as a engineer, it's something you don't want to see, especially on your projects. Like, oh fuck, what went wrong? What happened?
Now, is there a ripple effect in the industry when something like happens, like anything at your work, or just have you heard like on the periphery of saying, hey, just let me put it into podcast terms that we're used to. Matt every week says people are afraid, developers are afraid of the cyberpunk, situation. They don't want their game to be the next cyberpunk, right? When this stuff happens, and it wasn't an earthquake or anything like that, is there any industry-wide stuff going on? Like, hey, we can't be the next development to have an issue like Florida.
If there was a fault in some type of design, that has been standard issue, throughout the industry, then yes, or be looking at that. But something like this where inspections were made, inspectors were calling out the issues, stuff like that, and it was still ignored. That's something. That's a whole other thing. There, we can only go off. We got go out. You do a job. You go out and you get soil boring tests where they take a drill and they drill down deep to the ground. Okay, and they take out these borings. They're about 6 inches in diameter, and it's a core of the earth, the ground. And they run all these tests on it and stuff to see how strong it is, what kind of soils are there and stuff like that. And as a structural engineer, you go through and you design your foundations or the base of your building based on that information stuff.
And it was right on the beach. Does that make it harder? Because you're close to sand, it could be different.
Oh, sure. There could be even some type of erosion that's been going on there. All these years. So again, with we just talking about with the the heat and everything, with waters and tides and stuff changing and level oceans changing. There could have been a change, something there, some slippage or something that happened that no one knew about, out in the beach or something like that, and it kind of helped, make the building so different. Like I said, it goes back on these inspectors and stuff like that went and noticed these the building sinking, and not much was done about any of that. So
very unfortunate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think the death toll right now is around 9, and they said there's still 150 or so missing. So yeah, and I know I haven't been reading a whole ton of it, but they said there's all sorts of there's a stench in the air of all sorts of like sulfur. There's a very deep fire underneath all that rubble that's been causing the recovery, making a lot of recovery, very, very difficult to manage. So, yeah,
that's kind of unfortunate too, because with that building paint, electric and everything going, some sparks, and that could cause a trigger fire and all that stuff. And unfortunately, there's people down there. They got to hose it down, and I'm not going to go any further, but
yeah. So, just wanted to get your civil engineer take. We haven't talked about that because we've just been busy with our own lives, so haven't spoken much this week. So I wanted to get your take on that. Lynn warned me today that I should not podcast. I've been having a stretch of bad luck, sir. It all started Friday. Immediately after work, I bent down over here in the corner to get my tablet that was on the ground. And when you're a heavy-set gentleman and you're on a floor that you can see doesn't have any rugs and you got wheels, gravity takes place, chair goes up in the air, I power bombed the floor. And ever since then, I've been on just this decline of bad luck. Okay? Today, I went out and did some mowing of the yard. And, like I've mentioned before numerous times, I do the periphery of the yard with the push mower. Okay? Because I don't put the zero turn all the way to the edge. Okay? I got a little too aggressive with the push mower, and I nicked this runoff pipe from from our gutters. You know, there's a pipe that sits under the grass, takes all that water and dumps it into the woods, right? I just nicked it a little bit. No big deal. I just got a little too close, gave it a little scuff, right? Wrapped that all up, got on the zero turn, and again, I try to get out to the periphery a little bit, but, you know, I can see where I did my own mark. But I did not go over the edge. But we just talked about soil being soft. I got close to where the yard slopes in the back, and the ground gave out, and the zero turn went on its side, and I almost fell down the ditch. I immediately hit the blade to turn the blade off. I immediately, you know, put the brake on, and powered it off. Okay, and the zero turn, again, is like, the back tire, as I was making my turn, sunk. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go over the ledge, but I sunk down into this soft part. And I couldn't, because I was up a little bit, I couldn't move. You know what I mean? And actually trying to go, trying to power through it, you know, it couldn't.
That would have made it worse.
And then once I got it turned off and I tried to turn it on again, it wouldn't turn on anymore because I think it recognized the wheel was up in the air or whatever. So I called Lynn. Oh, I didn't call her. I knocked the door. He was like, you got to come out. And both of us trying to push his zero turn. You know how heavy these fucking things are?
Yeah, they're heavy.
They're heavy. And it's got the basket on the back, you know, for the clippings. So it's not like one of us could get really on the back. And it didn't notice. So ultimately what I had to do is I had to call a neighbor and be like, dude, are you home? We need a third hand here to push my fucking zero turn that has sunken into the soil. And so he got there and he's like, wow, I thought this was going to be a lot. He's like, I was expecting to be like, you like completely fell off the backyard and, you know, we're like, you know, we're going to have to like winch you out with the tow truck or something. But it was just, the back tire was sunk so much that neither one of us, you know, we were on the front pulling, but we needed someone in the back pushing. Now,
what was it sunk in the turf? Or was it sunk?
It was sunk.
It was sunk in the turf.
It was sunk like in the edge. So what happened is, like, I must have came around the front, and like the front cleared the yard, but the back, the ass end, must have dipped down. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so the grass, and then in the dirt. But he was saying, the guy that came over, he's like, there should be like something that you can pull out, like a peg or something that allows you to push. He's like, I got like just a regular John Deere. He said that if you need to push your John Deere, you just pull this peg out and you can
disengages the drive mechanism.
Right. You can just push it. And there was actually like a picture for that, but we couldn't figure out where the fucking thing was. So he's like, fuck it. He just got behind it. Me and Lynn yanked on the thing for a couple minutes, and finally it freed itself a little bit. And I was like, Lynn, get on this thing. Because I was like, if I get on this thing, we're just going to fucking sink again. I was like, you get on this. I was like, get on this thing. Turn it on. Greg's going to push. I'm going to pull a little bit. And then as soon as you feel like it's catching, just fucking fly forward. So, yeah, once he got to the house, it took us like 5-10 minutes. But I was in a state of panic because we're trying to pull, and all of a sudden it's like turning a little bit.
Yes,
and that thing's going to go ass over tea kettle in the fucking woods. Then what do I got to do? Call a fucking tow truck company to winch that shit out?
Yep.
Like, God.
Call a towing company to get it out. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was.
What was the ass pucker factor there? When you started to fucking slide down that hill there, it was, where was you?
I mean, immediately my first thought was turn the fucking blade off, because I was like, all of a sudden, if I go ass over tea kettle and that thing is spinning, I'll be done. I'll be done for. So immediately, just like boop, and like the guys, my buddy Greg showed up. He's like, I was expecting you to be in like the friggin' woods, man. He's like, I wasn't. He's like, this doesn't look so bad. I was like, yeah, I could tell when you were on the phone. You didn't sound so excited about coming over.
I should move in next to you, Mike. Come over. I could go walk down the street through the beer. Get yourself a little predicament there, huh, Mike?
Yeah. and we couldn't get any traction with the back tire, so we tried to go we still got the stupid dumpster in the driveway, so we were looking for maybe cardboard that we could wedge under it or something like that, so when the tire started moving it would grab onto something.
Oh yeah, 2x4s or something. There's some leftover wood or something. Yeah, you could.
But the tire was just sunken down so much that it was just you couldn't get anything underneath it.
So this is like a soft spot in your yard that you have to. I mean,
no, that's
you're watching out for. Or?
The edge of my this one part of my yard. Like I told you when I first bought this thing, and I was like, I've never fallen off a zero turn. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was always leery of this one part of the yard that slopes into the woods. And so now, fucking no more. Now I'm not even gonna come close to that thing. I'll just do the push mower around that part, and I'll just cut my hard turn way before that.
Damn, dude.
I was trying to get too granular. I was trying to get too fine with it. You know what I mean? I was trying to do it all in one, and I got too close. I didn't go over. I know I didn't go over, but I think what happened is the ground got soft. I got close, and then that back tire just went.
That would. I mean, there's times out the property where I'm out, around my dad's zero turn. I get ooh, wait a minute, hold on, let's stop. Let's go reverse it. Let's kind of do this. Let's do this a little differently here. Yeah, it's definitely sometimes it's a little wait a minute.
So
because I said there's those turf tires. There is absolutely no traction on those turf tires. Once you get spinning, you're done for.
Yeah.
You're done for. You gotta get someone to help push you out or pull you out or something.
Yeah. It was touch and go there for a little bit. I was like, what? I mean, I don't know what I would have done if that guy wasn't home. There's no way Lynn and I would have been able to we needed a third human. You know what I mean? We needed someone to push in the back, someone to drive, and I was pulling on the front.
Wow. Damn, son. Yeah, scary.
Yeah. So that was that. Lynn is down the Cape for a few days. It's my youngest son's birthday on Friday.
Oh, happy birthday to him.
Yes, thank you. And he loves to go down the Cape. So he's, it's probably the last summer that we're going to have the house. So he's down there going to the beach and everything. As I'm podcasting right now, I can hear my elderly dog upstairs moaning and crying because she's all alone, even though she's got the other dog there with her. So I'm going to have that treat for the next 3 or 4 days of this dog who, nothing is really wrong with her besides old age, but she doesn't want to be alone, and she's upstairs moaning and crying. But my bad luck did not stop with the zero turn earlier today. I was down here doing a little work, putting a planner together, and around 6 p.m. I wanted to go upstairs to make the other kids dinner. I got to the second to last step. I did a face plant. Did it right
on the stairs.
Going out, I did a face plant going up the stairs, and you can see the material that's on the floor here behind me. I have the same thing on the stairs going up into my house, and at the edge of every step is like a metal. I don't know what that's called, Matt. That
your toe strip thing.
Toe strip.
Yeah,
thank you. And took a nice slice out of my shin. My right ankle's all swollen. Sitting on my couch for about a half hour with a towel, compressing it, trying to get the blood to stop. Well, I mean, what's going on?
Cursing all the while.
There is, I think, a study out there, like the 40s are like some of your scariest years health-wise. Like if you can make it through your 40s, like you expect it to have a good happy long life, but 40s is otherwise known as a kind of a deadly set of years.
Never heard of that.
I don't know what's going on here. Falling on Friday, almost death by zero turn, fell up the steps. You've heard people falling down the steps. I fell up the steps.
No, I've kind of gone, get myself a little too fast going up the stairs, and I kind of tripped going upstairs. I've done that before myself many times. Yeah, I've tripped going upstairs many times.
And what
it's
happens?
Definitely a chin hitter.
I'm at the age now where I don't like walking around barefoot. Like,
really?
And what I mean by that is either with socks on, or I just don't. I don't like it anymore, and so I'm always wearing my Adidas slides. Right? I got a new pair. I got a new pair on Saturday because they only last me about a year as far as the smell. Once a year, I got to toss them up because I'm like, what the fuck is that? What is smelling in the house? What is that smell?
Rotten flesh smell.
And I go, it's me. It's me. It's my goddamn fucking. It's my goddamn slides. So it was almost July last year that I bought a new pair of slides. So just under a year, I had to get a new pair. So I'm blaming it on the goddamn slides and not me being 45 and fat and out of shape and fucking.
I agree.
It was the new slides weren't broken in, and I went up the stairs, like clipped the toe strip, and boom.
I agree 100% with the slides. You have to buy a new pair of slides every year.
Yeah, the smell.
I mean, you have to. Yeah, I don't know what it is. And it's not like a gradual thing. It's just like all of a sudden, snap, they stink.
Well, I try not to wear. I try not to, in the summertime, obviously, you're not wearing socks with them, right? But
and I sure those.
The issue is when you wear the slides with the no socks. That accelerates the smell.
Yeah.
I always try to make sure I have clean feet too. I got that that cheese grater like thing. Fucking go through.
Yeah, the bottom of your feet there, get all that dry skin and shit off there.
Yeah. So it's not like, going in the slide. I mean, this is a hell of a podcast. I mean, I don't know where else you're getting fucking civil engineering, foot care. We're off to a hell of a start.
I'll tell you what, man.
See what Eric's missing out on?
See? Eric can get all in on this feet talk.
Let's see. Shonaf is in chat. I got a question for Shonaf. I got this lovely LG CX 48-inch monitor TV in front of me. And I get endless bounds of joy from this thing every time I turn it on and turn the Xbox on. Because let me tell you, the first thing I hooked up to this television was the Xbox Series X, right? And the television had no issues recognizing the device. It immediately said that input was Xbox, right? Now, when I hooked the PS5 up to it, it immediately knew that it was a PS5. But at the same time, it renamed the Xbox input PS5. So like HDMI 1 is PS5 and HDMI 2 is PS5. But really, HDMI 1 should be the Xbox Series X. And I cannot find for the life of me how to rename these things. And I know Shonuf's got the same television, I believe. Or I hope he does. And I cannot figure out how to rename these inputs.
That's weird.
So I have two, like I said, I have two PS5s. Looks like I have two PS5s hooked up to this TV, but I can't rename the input. Now, yes, maybe I could just, it's simple as unplugging them and plugging them back in, and maybe that would sort them. But I was hoping there was a way that I could just go ahead and rename these things whatever I want, What do you think? Think I should be able to rename them? Can you rename them on yours?
I can on my Sony. I can rename the inputs.
Yeah.
And on my TV upstairs, I can rename the inputs. I can, it's a tedious process because you got, through remote go over. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's nice, and it's actually nice to be able to do that. Like I get the one here. I got the HDMI 1 is now called Spectrum TV. HDMI 2 is Game. ARC 3, the one with the 4K pass through and everything with the 4K player down there is named that. So,
well, I'm gonna have to figure it out. I'll have to go to the Googles. I think I went to Google before and I didn't get really a solid answer. So, I have the same TV upstairs and I haven't been able to figure out how to rename them either. I don't know if LG lets you rename them. To find out.
Be surprised. I mean, because that's like a brand new TV and everything, right?
It is. It is a brand new. May 22nd I got it. Just paid it off the other day.
You would think it'd be able to do that.
Anyways, Matt, don't want to hog up all the time. How was your week? Still in the midst of baseball?
Yeah, unfortunately. Just between city tournament, which is now finally over with, and now starting the county tournament and practices and stuff like that. Games. It's just fucking baseball and work. We're picking up work and everything. Summertime, doing stuff around the house, and that. Unfortunately, not much time for some things here and there, but
I heard you were flashing.
It is what it is.
I heard you were flashing the dad bod down at Coney Island.
I was today. I was. It was, the dad bod with the big old beer walking around the pool there.
Yeah.
I got some looks. Did
you do any cannonballs? Did you do any fucking pencil? If you had a diving board, Matt, and everybody cleared the pool, and you were gonna like show off your diving move? Are you going to the belly splash, the cannonball, or the pencil, or do you really know how to dive?
I don't really know how to dive, so it would be cannonball. Cannonball is the old standard. Make as much of an impact as you can.
Yep.
Without belly flop
without hurting yourself.
Exactly. That's why I was just going to say belly flop. Makes impact, makes a good look. Big splash, but no, that's too much of a painful thing. No, the cannonball, definitely. My dive is nothing graceful at all when I dive into the pool. That's for goddamn sure. There's it's not like this little bloop. Like the Olympic. It's just waves and shit.
Can you stay tucked, or are you try to do the cannonball, but you got legs going on everywhere and arms?
In my mind, I think I'm tucked.
You feel like you're.
Yeah, I feel like I'm. I feel like I'm a fucking bowling ball going to this thing. But in real life, if you're reviewing this, like, arms and legs and shit flailing around and stuff happening. Yeah, no. The pool was very crowded today. Very crowded pool today. I think, you've seen these jokes and stuff on Twitter and Facebook where people forgot how to act, since the pandemic. And I agree 100%. People did not know how to act down there today. It was just mayhem. It was unfortunate.
Goddamn travesty.
I tell you what, dude, it was just mayhem down there. But the beer was cold and good. So
bring your own, or they supply it? You got to buy it from them.
No, you got to buy. No, you can't bring any alcohol into the place. You got to buy it there.
What are they charging for beer?
It was $7.50 for a big large tub of beer.
Well,
$7.50 for a large.
Speaking of beer, I was out this morning early with my dogs.
Yeah,
and they were walking back into the house. And the younger dog, you could tell something was going on. Something was happening. She was spooked, and all of a sudden, this other dog came flying out of nowhere, and it was my neighbor up the street's dog, Maya. And so eventually, the owner, the wife, came and got the dog, and we were talking to her, and they're getting ready to open up their brewery in end of July or August. I'll have to tell Denny.
Okay, good.
I told my neighbor about Denny's podcast, Tap the Craft, and I guess he's been listening. And she's like, "Yeah, you should tell your buddy that your neighbor's opening up a brewery." And I don't know if Denny does anything with breweries, but imagine he only talks about beer that he's interested in drinking, or maybe has drank in the past, but.
Sure, Denny will say something about a new not home brewery, but a new microbrewery opening up. I'm sure he'd say something on his podcast, because that's what his podcast specializes in.
The Thirsty Robot is going to be the name of the brewery.
Nice name.
Yeah,
nice name. Where's it at? How far away is it from you?
The town is called Fitchburg. Fitchburg was an old mill town, but it's a pretty big town, close to what we call Worcester. Other people out of town would call it Worcester, but it's Worcester. It's probably about 20, 25 minutes away. So
you want to go there?
Yeah. I told the lady, I go, I haven't been drinking that much. I go, but having a few here and there, but I'll come down. You let me know when it's open. I'll come down, try a few out.
Yeah. Get a VIP tour or something, maybe.
The same guy that's doing all our renovations here at my house built a brewery. Did a lot of work.
Wow.
That's how we found the contractor, because he did a beautiful job on their kitchen. We went there for if you remember the November before the pandemic, we went to his house for a beer tasting. Beautiful,
Yeah.
absolute beautiful kitchen. I was like, I need to know who did that, and so that's the guy who's doing our place. So.
Damn, prestige.
Speaking of that, they put the hardwood floors in this week. Not a quiet process. It was so loud.
No, it isn't. No.
So loud, my middle son got a headache, and then we gave him a leave, and then he threw up. So he handled all that like a champ.
All right. I bet he felt better. Did he feel better if he threw up?
He got his second shot this week and had no issues at all. So
That's good. That's a plus.
He got sick from the floor being put in, but not the shot.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Well, good. I'm glad everything's coming around for you there at the home there. The old homestead, getting the kitchen, everything done, and all of that.
I would say about another month's worth of work because everybody's off the week of the 4th. Like all the contractors are going on vacation, whatever. Supposedly this week we're getting the other big window put in, maybe the bathroom tile. It's all the finishing touches now. It's all subcontractor stuff. You know, the flooring guy's got to come back and sand my existing kitchen to the new room to make it all seamless.
Sure.
The painter guy's got to come in, do the same thing, paint that new room and paint our kitchen ceiling to make it all line up and match and everything like that. Mm-hmm. Tile guy's got to come in.
Yeah. Well, it'll come together here pretty nice. It'll be pretty slick then.
Yeah.
You'll be spending all your time up in that kitchen and down that room right there.
Yeah, the sunroom. Well, it's not a kitchen remodel. It's the in-law kitchen got taken out, so it's like now a sunroom. The kitchen remodel comes when Lynn sells the house down the Cape, and she's going to take a percentage of those sales and get us a new kitchen. And then I'm moving to Ohio and live in Matt's basement for about 3 months.
There's plenty of room over there in the corner there. You can
this Mike's
be
still
down
in the
there.
corner. Hey.
There's Mike. You can podcast from the corner. There's Mike.
Let's give my voice a break for a second. We got a voicemail that I want to play right away. The only voicemail this week from our buddy Slaterific.
Been a while.
Hey guys, me Slaterific here. Just want to know, I did some research for this show because I was curious. Matt was talking about popping the Game Pass quest for playing the Red Dead Redemption 2. I looked into it. Red Dead Redemption 2 Online is on Game Pass, but I put in my disc-based version of the full game, and it popped the quest also. So it must just read that you're, starting up the game, and because it has the online, it's giving you the 3 points. So I don't know. I guess that works. It's pretty cool, even though it's just the online portion that's on Game Pass. But Captain Mike, you were talking about not knowing how to get extra points out of like buying games or doing certain things. There's the Microsoft Rewards app on the Xbox console itself. That's tied to Game Pass, but it's a separate app. You should go into that every time you pop achievement, Matt. Go there also. Anybody else, you're playing on Xbox, just go in there and pop an achievement before you turn off the console. Go into the reward app, and it'll give you, it's like 50 points a day. All builds towards getting free Microsoft money. All right, guys, have a great show. I'm going to miss you next week. Like I miss you every time you don't do a show. Anyway, all right, bye.
That is a good call out there. We are off next week to celebrate the 4th of July. Thank you, as always, Slaterific, for listening. So my question there was, does that mean I have to go into the rewards app to buy the game? Or if as soon as I buy the game, then I go into the rewards app like he just mentioned with the achievement. So I pop the achievement. He's saying at the end of the night before you log off, go into the rewards app and you'll get credit for all the achievements you got in that play session. But so I think it was Double F.
You still got to claim it.
Yeah. So Double F and other people bought the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, Los, the Elusive Man. Now I know who the Elusive Man is, now that I am fucking neck deep in Mass Effect lore. Yeah, I didn't know. For years, I was like, what the fuck's this Elusive Man? What the hell?
It's great.
So my question is, when they bought the Mass Effect Legendary Edition and got the 6,000 Microsoft points, did they go into the rewards app and buy the game from there? Or did they buy the game in the Xbox store and then go to the rewards thing and immediately claim it? I imagine that's what happened. They bought it at the store, opened the rewards app, and then claimed it. Anyways, it's also a good segue, Slaterific calling in, talking about Red Dead Redemption, Matt. We'll move into what we've been playing. Yes. Despite the work being busy and your baseball journeys, have you found any time to jump into some more Red Dead this week?
Yeah, I have. I have thankfully found some time to play some more Red Dead. Progression in the story with that. It's a great game. Again, it's a lot of fun to play. Lots of crazy things happening. Lots of crazy things happening in this one that didn't happen in the first time I played around PlayStation. And I don't remember the first time playing it, having to keep eating all the time and having to keep resting and stuff to build, to get your stamina stuff back up. Like, just like out of the blue, like Fallout 76, Mike, if you don't eat, your health starts going down. If you don't sleep, shit happens. I don't remember it being this bad playing it the first time through, but now, yeah, it's like, okay, you need to eat. You need to take care of your person. Okay. You need to rest. You need to do this, do that, to keep the health and everything good.
Yeah, I remember that was the whole thing with Hoodie Ninja not being a big fan of the game. He's like, I didn't really want, survival mixing in with my Red Dead Redemption 1 experience, you know what I mean? But I don't remember it being a big deal for me either. I mean, the first third of that game is a little slow, but it seems like once you got through that, it wasn't as big of a deal. Are you still in that first third of the game where you're in the outer country camp and stuff? I think there's a couple different camps you go to.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. But yeah, I mean, the first time around, I remember having to do that stuff, but not as often as I am now. It does seem more tedious now than it was before. Because the first time, okay, yeah, every couple of days you gotta eat some food or take a bath or whatever, But now it's like every hour or something like that. It's like, okay, hey, your health all of a sudden starts going down, comes up and says, hey, you need to eat, you're hungry, It's like, oh, fuck, what the hell?
Is there a slider at all? Have they made any updates to this game where you can say, hey, I don't want to have this type of experience. I'd rather not have it be this survival-ish?
That's a good question. I need to look in and see. I need to look in the settings and options and see what's
tweak that
what's
shit.
there.
Tweak that shit right out.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Make it easy.
I want that RDR classic. Speaking of easy,
yeah.
The memory is not what it was, Matt, but I could have sworn in the first Mass Effect game that if you started struggling, the game would is that Mass Effect or is that the MLB The Baseball? Those are the two games I played recently. What game is if you start doing poorly, the game is it MLB Baseball that lowers the difficulty when you start doing bad or no?
MLB does have a dynamic dynamic difficulty thing. MLB does have that. You can turn on or off. I got it turned off on mine.
Was it Mass Effect?
As you start doing good, I don't know if Mass Effect. It's been so long since I played that. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I was playing the other day, and I couldn't remember how to throw the grenades, and I just had to go map them to something. But I was fucking around with the settings, and I kicked it over to gameplay, and all of a sudden said I was in casual. What the fuck am I in casual for? I mean, I always play everything normal. I never adjust the difficulty. I play everything out of the box normal. And for some reason, I was on casual. I was like, this felt a little fucking like shooting fish in the barrel here for a little bit. Hey, what the fuck's going on?
I don't know. Maybe
I was wondering, I was dying a lot in the first Mass Effect, and I felt I can't remember if that game dropped your difficulty down when you started performing poorly, and then it just kept it there. Because you just play you play these games with the trilogy. You finish one, you go to the next one, and you just import your character, and you're on your way. You're not going through any sort of setup screen.
I can't say that it did. I can't remember. I don't think it did.
Yeah.
But that brings up another good point here. About these trilogy games like Mass Effect and this Horizon New Zero Dawn for Forbidden West and stuff like that. Some of these other games where you got a sequel net is your character at the end of say the first game is built up to this great super character, okay, with all these like powers and stuff. And then when the next game comes out, they're back at the beginning with nothing. Don't you think that that person should still have some of those powers and shit? You know, if it's a trilogy and if it's in line with, you know, the game story and stuff.
Well, you know, I have not been paying super close attention to that, but I will tell you, in these, it feels like in the trilogy games, you're not starting off at 0 and getting like, you know, incremental like 2 points, 4 points. It seemed like you had a whole bucket of points to play with when you import your character, and I just set it to like fucking. The first game I was assigning the points myself. Games 2 and 3, I just been auto assigning them. So I felt like I started off 3 with a whole bunch of points. I mean, my character's at like level. I'm gonna say I'm at level like 47 right now, and there's no way I started out at 0 on this game, like this Mass Effect 3. So I'm thinking that these trilogy, like you're saying, yeah, it doesn't make sense, and I think they accounted for it here at Mass Effect because my guy's definitely not coming over at 0, and he's got a whole bunch of skill points I can play with right away.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Now maybe they did that for the trilogy, like the special packaging, and maybe it wasn't like that when you played it through like organically before you had to wait all those years in between them. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I'm like this. I just fought these like, you know, wars barehanded, you know, all by myself. Took these tanks, you know, these dinosaurs out and everything like this. And now here's the next game, and you know, I got twigs and berries again and slingshots. You know.
Yeah. Just, character's new game, but your character's all back down to being a fucking loser again. You know, it's like, wait a minute, what the fuck? I just spent the whole first game building him up. Now he's how did he go regress and go backwards? You know,
he or she put all their powers. They went to after the game was over, they went down to Florida. They went on a nice vacation. They put all their belongings on the beach. They slept. You know, maybe they're at Treasure Island.
Out there.
Yeah, Treasure Island or something, you know, they're falling asleep by the, peaceful sounds of the ocean. They woke up, all their powers, and swept out to the sea.
That makes as much sense.
It's a hell of a game. Someone out there has a game right now, and they need to figure out how to pick up story 2. I got it for you, You went on a vacation, all your shit got swept away, and now story 2 is all about getting it back.
I can't wait till the next game comes out, and there's like, the next Uncharted, Drake's down there in Florida sleeping. All of a sudden he wakes up like, where's all my stuff? What happened to everything? It's like, Mike said that.
Now you wouldn't know if you didn't have anything, if you didn't see anybody else with any weapons. How would you know you didn't have any weapons if you didn't see anybody else with weapons?
Nice throwback to last week. But you're correct, sir, too. You are correct.
Like, how would you know?
How would you know? How would you know if you had a small dick if no one told you? And then, speaking of small dicks, Borderlands 3. Played Borderlands 3. They got a big update came out this week. The Revenge of the Cartels is back. They raised the level cap, Mike, on the game. I don't know if you knew that or not, but
we'll just take it out of the news. We'll take it out of the news story if you want.
Oh yeah, there it is right there. Yeah, Crossplays Live. Yeah. They raised the level cap in that. So I'm playing that again, doing this Revenge of the Cartels because I missed it the first time it came around. And they have also now, which probably in the news, where you can turn off, the events, so you can choose what event is active while you're playing.
Right. So if you've missed any, they're not just out there in the ether. Now you can go back and play them whenever you want.
Yeah, and even when the event is going on, like a Halloween time when they do the Captain Haunt thing, all the ghost heads are flying around, you can turn that off, even when it's going on. So that's really cool too. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, playing that some more. They've made a lot of improvements to that game. They really have.
I'm gonna jump back in. I think I did most of the DLC. I can't remember what I didn't do at the end. I bailed out once they put that sort of like it's not Dark Zone like the Division 2, but the same sort of premise. Oh yeah. You got to go in and fight all these hordes and collect, and you earn all this gear, and then if you survive, you can take the gear with you, type deal. You know.
Oh yeah.
I think that's when I jumped out. I think that's when I stopped playing.
And then I played one more. I downloaded onto the PC Forza Horizon 4. Playing on the PC. My old Xbox controller, since I bought a new one, I hooked up to the PC, and I played about 20 minutes of that. I was like, okay, that's enough. It got annoying.
How did the Dell handle it?
Great, fine,
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, okay, look good to me. Look fine. Look great. Played great. Smooth.
Taste
look great. Mike,
great.
I wouldn't know any better. Mike playing, from playing anything else. So it looked good to me.
Okay.
It was nice, shiny, new. So something different. It's on. I was running out of room on the Xbox, so I thought, well, I'll put on the PC and get it on there, see if it'll run. It ran fine. So.
Looks like Show Enough found the answer for me on my TV. I'll have to scope that answer out.
There you go.
In a little bit.
Show Enough's the man.
Maniac was hitting me up on Discord about some extended hard drive for the Xbox. Are you looking into that at all by being out of space?
Yeah.
I know $186 for a little thing is probably out of your price range. But
is that the one? I mean, even with that, do you have to transfer games? But even with that, do you have to transfer the game to get the full effect of the game, or is that if you use that, you get the full? Cause isn't it if you get just an external hard drive and plug in, doesn't work correctly or something like that?
Right. So if you play just like on the PS5, you cannot play Series X or optimized Series X games on an external. But this is an external. This is a extended hard drive. It just flips in the back, and you can play it acts just like your hard drive on your internal hard drive. You can play the same games on it, and they transfer like that.
Really?
Pretty fucking quick.
But if I had a regular external hard drive, say a game like Biomutant and Cyberpunk, since those aren't optimized for the Series X,
you would be able to play those. Yes,
I could play those off the hard drive.
Right. But you wouldn't be able to play anything that's optimized.
Okay.
Yeah. Same deal on the PS5. PS5 now lets you cold store games on externals, but you cannot play Returnal or Ratchet and Clank off of an external. It's got to be on the internal.
Something to think about, I guess.
Maniac says he caved and bought one, $197 including tax.
That's for another terabyte.
It's 1 terabyte right now. Yeah,
that's an expensive terabyte.
And it pops in the back. It's pretty fucking sweet.
But I can sit by. I mean, if it's where you can, just regular Series X games on it, then okay. But holy crap! I mean, that's expensive.
Yeah. And to Jay's point, load times are slower for older games, often external. So this thing you're popping in the back acts just like. It's really just extending the internal drive. Acts just like it. All the same features and everything. No difference.
I have to see. I got a couple of hard drives. I could maybe plug one in. Put Red Dead on it. Put Biomutant on it. Cyberpunk on it. That'll give me some more space on the internal drive. Just run those games off of that.
Maniac says he got a PS5 this week as well. He got another one. He got the special invite from Sony. I got one too for Wednesday. I was thinking,
someone's stacking paper.
I was thinking of picking up another one this Wednesday last week as well, but I was just so busy at work, didn't have time to pick my head up and do anything else. So happy you got one, Jay. Anything else you did this week, Matt, gaming wise?
Nah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. That was enough for me. What about you? What have you been up to?
Well, more Mass Effect, of course. I can't remember last week if I said I was finishing Mass Effect 2 or already finished it. But regardless, I did finish Mass Effect 2. I am now on to Mass Effect 3. and making very good progress in 3. 3 is a very good game. I mean, it's kind of generic and unathletic in some spots and some side missions that you do, but when you're playing the priority missions and doing main quest type stuff, it's a very, very good game. The story is a lot more appealing to me this time. Yes, you're trying to create allies with various species out there. That's still going on, and the Reapers are still a threat and all that.
Yeah.
But I'm at the point of the game now. I don't know if you can remember. I'm at the point now where I'm at the Citadel in the wards, and someone's trying to kill me. You know what I mean? I've been like, I'm not doing space. I'm on my sort of like week-long like dry dock. They're doing some work on the Normandy, and I'm just kicking back or whatever. But now someone's trying to kill me.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that. That's sort of where I'm at the game now.
Yeah. Don't let them kill you.
Yeah.
Game's over then.
I mean, I got some of the same characters are along for the ride again, but there's some new ones. Like where did like this like muscly like Spanish guy come from? He wasn't in like 1 or 2. He just like he just pops in at 3. There's a couple other characters you pick up along the way here that are different. So, and I didn't know that Chobot was in the game. I didn't know that Jessica Chobot was in the game. She's the reporter that's on the Normandy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize she was in the whole game. Like I can go see her all the time. You can actually, I'm not sure if you can romance her, but you can certainly flirt with her.
I say you sure as hell trying, aren't you? You're trying, aren't you, man?
I am trying, but I already told Liara that I want to spend the rest of my life with her. There's just not enough. There's just not enough action going on in this game. I'm expecting it to be like Cyberpunk, and I have to keep reminding myself that this game came out many, many years before Cyberpunk. I'm like, where's the action? What's going on here? Because years of doing this podcast and talking to people about Mass Effect, everybody's always talking about the romance, this, that, and the other thing. So I'm expecting it to be like happening like every couple hours, like on the hot and heavy. And either I'm playing the game wrong, or the people have oversold the action.
Well, I mean, I think for back in the day when this came out, this was a big deal. Actually, be able to romance a player and maybe some like side half sex scene type of thing. Like you knew they was doing it, but they weren't. I mean, back in the day, this was like some
cutting edge
shit. Yeah, absolutely.
3 is a very good game. I'm enjoying it more than 2 and 1, obviously. And I didn't think 1 and 2 were bad games. They were just, you felt like you were playing something older, a snapshot in time. But 3 is a really good game. And we'll see where it goes from here. I mean, they throw a lot of shit at you. I felt like 2 had a better UI design and held your hand a little bit on like where you needed to go in certain missions.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm enjoying, like, with 2, you have to scan the planets to get these like components for your ship. You had to get like the plutonium and stuff like that to power up your ship. And now it's like you got to scan planets to get artifacts because other people, they might be like the artifacts could be used for some side missions and stuff. And I'm not sure how much I enjoy scanning the planets in 3 because if you scan them too much, then you attract Reapers.
The Reapers come.
Yeah, just I don't know. I sort of like 2 better. As tedious as 2 could have been, like with the whole probes and everything, and scanning them that way. It doesn't seem to be as much fun with the Reaper. Cause, I mean, you're just like getting chased around this little planet. You could just like do like circles around the planet, and like these 3 Reapers are chasing you. It's kind of comedic at a certain point.
Yeah, I think there was some. I don't know if it was 2 or 3. There was like a trick to it where you had to like as you're scanning the planet, like there was like a blip or something that would come up to kind of help guide you.
Yeah.
But then you could like stop, and then do it and start it up again before like the Reaper. Because like if you continue to do it, the Reapers come, but you could like stop and then go back in or something. I can't remember. Something to that effect, I think. I don't know, Scar told me about it way back when.
Okay. Yeah. I'm enjoying it, though. for sure. I tell you what, though, bumping it up onto the normal difficulty from casual, and again, I don't know why it was on casual. I am dying now. I am dying now. I had this one scene, where you're somewhere trying to cure the genophage, right? And you got like this big reaper that's attacking you, and there's the reaper and the thresher maw battle. And I kept on getting killed by the friggin' reapers dropping these like baddies on me. And I finally figured out like the baddies will just continually be dropped, and you just got to run past them and ring the hammer to alert the thresher maw to the fight. And I was like, what the fuck? I keep dying by these damn things. What are you gonna do? But I am enjoying it. I am, as much as I am enjoying it, I am looking forward to finishing it so I can get on to the Biomutant, so I can get on to Ratchet and Clank and some of these other games that I've been putting on hold. But I am enjoying the ride so far with 3.
Man, that's great, man. That's awesome.
Last Wednesday, we had game night. We were just all sitting around hanging out, and I didn't want to play Mass Effect because I didn't want to miss out on the dialogue. So I fired up Dark Alliance, the new D&D game that's on Game Pass that everybody was shitting on universally last week. You know, I was looking forward to it because I have no D&D sort of background or anything like that.
The same with me.
So I was like, I'll just give this a try. And everybody universally was, hating it. It was widely panned by most of the critics. I got to tell you what, playing it solo, it wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't the greatest game, but it wasn't bad. I wasn't encountering anything like bugs or anything, janky happening. A little generic here and there with the green orcs,
Huh? Sure.
Some of it was generic, but it was, hack and slash, mindless fun, what a video game should be at some time. And I don't know any of the characters. I was playing as the Drizzt. Is that how you pronounce it? Drizzt or Drizzt? Not sure.
Sounds good to me.
Not sure what the correct pronunciation, but he's sort of like the Garrett-looking dude with the 2 swords.
Okay.
I heard the game does go sideways a little bit when you try to do online play. I know some people maybe talking about doing a game night. Certainly we're willing to give that a try, but I'm hearing that maybe the net code is when this thing can go sideways a little bit. So we'll have to see about that. But I thought it was a good-looking game. I wouldn't say like, AAA gorgeous, but, the next rung below that, decent looking game. A lot of work went into it for sure. Wasn't just slapped together with some, Bobo graphics, like when you go to the grocery store, Matt, and you pick up your Bobo sneakers. It wasn't like the Bobo graphics going on there.
It did look good. It looked good. Yeah. So you're going to keep up with it, try, play some more?
It would be a good Wednesday night game thing to do. I'm not sure how much I would go in solo.
Yeah.
I mean, when I'm done with Mass Effect 3, I'm moving on to Ratchet and Clank and Biomutant. But
sure.
I see Show Enough in chat saying tried to play online, couldn't connect with friends, and yeah, that's what I'm hearing is the online is not that great. But I thought on a solo play. It was, you were getting enough variety thrown at you, scenery-wise, with things to do in the game. As far as enemy types, there was enough variety, and it was certainly giving you a lot of loot along the way and coins and things like that to feel like you're getting rewarded. So there was a good loop. But other than that, those are the only 2 things I've been playing this week. I've been, chomping at the bit to do some other stuff, but I'm committed to Shepard. Liara.
Yeah.
I have Ashley's back on the team now. She's a Spectre. So
Good team, man.
Go team, go. I'll tell you what though, you the pad they give you in the Citadel and the wards.
Nice, ain't it?
Oh, that's
Swanky.
I think you were talking about selling your house at some point and getting a an RV. Right, like that's
yes, sir.
For me, if someone could say, Mike, here's the money. What would you do? And of course the terrible incident in Florida throws you for a loop. But I would like to be like, penthouse in downtown. lots of windows.
Overlooking your kingdom. Your kingdom.
I hear. Have you ever been in one of those types of like high rises with like the big windows during like a you know how you get the windy days? If it's done properly, should you have no noise inside, or is there still some noise?
You'll probably get a little bit still. It depends on how much you pay, how much, the construction and everything like that. I mean, it all, you get what you pay for type of thing.
And it's not like one of those things it's not one of those things you can say, oh, I just want to get new windows put in, because you're getting the windows that come. Everybody's got the same windows, right?
Everyone's got the same thing. So so you're not going to be able to get anything.
I want the triple pane, please. I want to have my windows popped out and put the some Anderson triple pane, please.
We did when we went to Atlantic City years ago. We went to a nice, big, tall condo. We was on the 12th floor, and great big sliding door with windows and a balcony and stuff like that. And it was goddamn gorgeous. You could go look over the ocean and everything like that, And it was pretty quiet. I mean, you could barely hear if a car was like blew its horn or something like that, You couldn't hear anything like that.
Yeah. I would just have to buy the whole building, though. That would be the problem. I would want no other neighbors. I don't want to hear anybody else coming and going. I don't want to hear anybody in the hallway, doors slamming. I don't want to be, I don't want to have my Amazon. I'm a very, I do a lot of shopping on Amazon, man. I can't have my dildos out fucking side, being fucking smacked around by fucking, fucking out in the lobby and everybody kicking around my sex toys. What the fuck, man?
What the fuck's this, man? What the fuck's Mike getting now? Yeah. Everything Mike gets is fucking vibrates.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't.
I can't have my packages just all getting slapped around in the lobby. People thumbing through my packages.
That's got to be a big adjustment going from a house like that into like a condo that where you're like sharing.
Yeah.
Shit, you have to, I don't know, your mail stuff's not like delivered. You gotta go downstairs, get your mail, and
no, I'm all set. So
I agree.
What's going on in chat? Shonov says, I'm sick of those non-finished Glitch Fest games.
I got news for you. Get used to it.
Yep. They're not going away.
It's not going away.
You got to wonder with the game like Dark Alliance, were they just up against it like a marketing team said, nope, this is when it's got to come out because such and such game on Game Pass comes out here. We've been slotted in. Microsoft has put us in all their promotions, how they have one game coming out a month and we're the game that's coming out in June on Game Pass, and we're not going to get delayed. We're going to shoot ourselves in the foot, and we're going to throw Microsoft's marketing off by all of a sudden delaying the game, Is that like conceivable?
It's conceivable. It's like, and a lot of them are like, "Fuck it, we got this deadline out here. Let's get the game out, and we'll fucking patch it later." I mean, that's the truth of it right there. It's like, fuck it, here it is. The game's going out. We already spent all this money in marketing and stuff, and say it's going to come out this time. Get it out. We'll fucking put a patch out a month or two later.
I mean, they spent a shit ton of that game. Spent a shit ton of money on marketing. It seemed like every influencer under the sun got some sort of special package with like s'mores and like an Xbox custom controller. I'm sure your guy Goth got a package like that too.
No, he didn't. No, he doesn't get stuff like that.
No,
nope.
Everybody last week got the Space Jam controllers. I saw like Paris and like Gary Whitter and all them got like 3 Space Jam controllers sent to them.
Yeah, I think Goth. I think he declines a lot of that shit because he doesn't want to be like, okay, you want to give me.
You want to expect something in return, like all of a sudden.
Exactly.
Like, he doesn't all of a sudden want to play Space Jam.
Yep.
I'm going to give you these 3 things, and then you're going to have to at least talk about the game.
But he did get a Series X from Uncle Phil. He did get one of those.
Yeah,
that's probably with his deal with Mixer. When that all went under. But besides that, he doesn't get accept and take too much stuff because he doesn't want to be influenced by it. He doesn't want to be able to not, feel like he can give an honest review because he'll shit on the game. If it sucks and it's bad, he's like, fuck, this game sucks. Don't buy it.
Speaking of goths, we're at the 1 year anniversary of Twitch banning Dr. Disrespect. Still haven't heard. Can you believe that?
Still haven't heard. I don't think we're. Yeah, I'm really surprised at that. I really am. Really surprised that nothing's come out as to why or what or what's going on. I mean, there's some really good, tight-lipped people there.
There must be some serious repercussions if someone leaks something. Lawyers out the ass are waiting.
You think he got a payout with that? You think that's why? Maybe because he got some type of payout or something. They just, I mean, there's all types of speculation out there what it could have been.
I haven't followed it closely in months. I haven't watched him. I probably haven't watched him in 6, 7 months, 8 months more. Just don't have time at work. I'm just head down at work. Don't have time. It's nothing. It's nothing he's done that's like turned me off to watching him. I don't watch anybody. I don't watch any streamers anymore.
Well, I mean, goth is mostly background for me. I'm working on this screen here. He's playing on this second screen here. It's mainly background noise. Just kind of listening to what he's saying. Talking every once in a while. I'll look over, something happens like that, but it's just background for the most part.
Let's see. Shona says, I'm looking forward to that Space Jam game, like a retro brawler look. Yeah, for sure. It looked like a fun game, mindless. Some of the controllers look okay. They're going to be for sale, I think, next week. The Space Jam Xbox controllers.
Speaking of controllers real quick, Mike.
Yeah.
I that design lab thing. I look into that. I could make myself a controller that's something.
Yeah, we talked about that last week. We were doing a few of them on the show.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
You can do the Cheeto one, the all orange, or you can do a Bengals.
Right.
You can do a Bengals one.
I don't know, man. I gotta look and see. There's so many choices and designs and shit you could do.
Yeah, and then the other thing that, like, there's an okay to decent amount of choices you can do right now, but it's sure as shit what's going to happen is you're going to buy the damn thing, right? You're going to be happy with it. It's going to work. You're going to get it home, and you're going to think it's cool. 6 months rolls around, and that's when they start putting the camo back in and all the other, because they'll put more.
Sure, they got to keep it fresh.
Yeah, they'll put more colors in and more, styles and,
Yeah. Oh, sure. They got to keep it fresh, dude.
Yeah. All right, let's move over to the news and discuss a few things. Are you ready for that?
Yeah.
Really? Okay, do you hear what he just said? He just said, why don't you, for once in your life, just do the fucking news? All right, no. I'm going to do the fucking news. No, here is the fucking news.
All right. Matt's doing calisthenics or something.
I'm sorry. I had to go turn our dryer. This is some news for you. Our dryer does not automatically shut off anymore for some reason. So you have to go and you have to actually turn it off. Otherwise, it will just fucking run all the time. Like one night, I woke up in the middle of the night. I was like, why is the dryer still fucking running? After 5 hours. Yeah, no shit.
You need to get a new dryer. I thought you were being very braggadocious online a few weeks ago about how YouTube could fix anything.
Yeah, well, I fixed this. I got to look up YouTube to figure out why my dryer turned off. I don't know if something with the control thingy there or something. Maybe I need new one of them now.
Dude, you're gonna burn your house down with that shit.
That's why I just went in and turned the goddamn thing off.
You gotta set an Odessa alarm when you how long is it supposed to run for?
70 minutes.
All right. So when you put your clothes in, please, from now on, when you go in, say Odessa, set a 70-minute alarm. All right.
Right. Exactly. No, I do. I mean, that's what we did earlier when I came home from the pool. It's like, okay, I said, all right, Barb, after an hour, so we gotta go in. We gotta, check the dryer. Sure. After an hour, the fucker's still going. I was like, what the fuck?
Those clothes are coming out like a handkerchief, man.
I'll tell you what, dude.
Let's hope these are some well-worn clothes that have already been shrunk down that can't be shrunk anymore. You're putting some new shit in.
They're toasty, dude. They're toasty warm. I mean, if there was a blanket in there right now, it'd be the time to curl up in it here. because a nice warm toasty blanket.
Yeah, what is
some warm? Go put some warm underwear on right now, dude.
See you later, Maniac. Get some sleep.
See you, Jay.
Your 4:30 a.m. starts. Brutal.
All right. Speaking of 4:30 starts, what's the news?
What does Windows 11 mean for Xbox and PC games, Matt?
A lot. A lot.
So they had a big rollout of Windows 11, which is not coming out, I don't think, until holiday, right? I don't think it's coming out anytime soon. They were teasing a bunch of new features. One, of course, is that the Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass, directly will be embedded into Windows, specifically the new Xbox app. So for those of us listening at home, going, hey, I already have the Xbox app on Windows 10, and it's got Game Pass built into it. This is supposed to be a deeper level of integration beyond what we have now. Again, built right into Windows 11. Supposedly, the cloud will be built into this as well. So if you don't want to download the games, maybe you got an older PC that can't handle some of these games, or you don't have the room and you want to stream them, you got good internet but not a good PC, you'll be able to do the cloud gaming right from the Xbox app.
Nice.
They haven't come out with the pricing. If there's going to be any pricing difference, it will not. It is not included in the base PC Game Pass or just a console Game Pass. So me and you get it, Matt, if you subscribe to Ultimate. They haven't come out and said if there's going to be any sort of price difference to get the cloud. And going along with that, it's also going to feature two other gaming features that are already on the Xbox Series X: Direct Storage API and Auto HDR. Again, those are already on the Series X and Series S. Auto HDR launched on PC and Windows Insider already. I guess Windows 10 handles it a little wonky, so they're hoping by the time Windows 11 comes out that it will act better, because there's over 1,000 games that will take advantage of HDR. Now, of course, you got to have an HDR display, capable display. Otherwise, you won't get the HDR. But it's always a good feeling. I'm not sure how you feel about this, Matt. You pop in a new game, you're excited to play it. You feel like you got all the bells and whistles, and a little HDR sign comes up in the upper right-hand corner. It's like, boop, you know you're playing on the latest and greatest. As for the Direct Storage API, Microsoft introduced that to the Xbox Series X as well. That's the whole Velocity architecture, the input-output system that's in the Xbox Series X and S, and that is also coming to Windows 11, which makes games load faster, everything of the like. So they say.
Nice.
PC gaming is a big deal for Windows 11. We'll see. And they did confirm this week that Windows 11 is a free upgrade.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I mean, we're all on Windows 10.
Yeah.
I don't know how, if it's a free upgrade, if you're like still rocking like Windows 7, if you haven't fired up your PC in a number of years, and it's got like XP on there or Windows 7 or some shit.
God.
I don't know if you can just jump to 11 for free, but for those of us on 10, you can jump to 11 at no cost.
Well, when XP was Vista after XP?
I can't remember.
And Windows 8
and 9, right? Or they skipped 9, right? They skipped it.
They skipped 9. There was no 9.
Yeah,
Went to 10.
8 to 10.
8 to 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess Skype's being retired. Everything's going to Teams.
Yeah, I think that was pretty much a given.
All right, next news story here. Phil Spencer says that Xbox and 343 are committed to holiday 2021 for Halo Infinite. Of course, when we had our E3 show, we were like, this is very odd that they're willing to give you the date for Starfield in 2022, but they're not willing to give you a date for Halo in 2021. So Phil goes on and says, we know kind of our range in the 3 to 4 week range. We don't have yet the exact day. There's some other things with some other game timing that we're trying to look at. We'll have better clarity over the summer, but this isn't a month's thing. This is just down to a few weeks. Now, he goes on to address what we just talked about. Well, how come Starfield has a date and Infinite doesn't? He said, instead of picking this date and having it to move it by a week, which at this point would feel like a fail, we don't want to do that. Let's wait until we're really solid on what date that is. But the team is very committed to Holiday. We feel good about that. So don't you worry, Matt. When it's cozy season and the heat's just kicking on for the first time come November and you're thinking about Thanksgiving and maybe old St. Nick, you're going to have some Halo to cozy up to.
Be able to play some Halo to play with it.
Yeah.
My cozy season.
Mm-hmm. It's not cozy season, right? It is not cozy season right now unless you huddle up by that goddamn dryer.
Yeah. Oh, you get some warm socks and underwear at that dryer right now. You'd be all cozy.
You should put all that shit on and then go run outside in the 90-degree weather. See what happens.
Jesus Christ, be like my own built-in sauna type of thing.
I was telling my boss the other day about the story I've told before where I was playing high school football and this big muscly guy, decided to play his senior year. He was like kind of like the steroid era type guy. He was a gym guy, but you could tell he had some added help along the way, pharmaceutical type help or whatever. And he pulled like a groin muscle or like a hamstring or something. He lathered him. So he took a big old scoop of that atomic bomb and put it all over his inner thighs and shit like that. And then we were going out into the field to run calisthenics. You've never seen a kid take off his fucking uniform that fast. He was just running out there with just his girdle on. Just the fucking shit that holds you tailbone and hip pads in. And he was just running around with that. Oh my God, my legs are burning. They're burning so bad. Because he starts sweating, that shit starts leaking and building up. Got into his balls, and
oh no,
the atomic bomb.
Oh no, yeah. Oh no.
Matt, we know you've been on the hunt for new monitors. You've been looking for a while.
I'm always looking for a new monitor.
Well, now we're going to have designed for Xbox monitors and televisions.
Perfect.
The new design, the headset that you have is designed for Xbox, right? We won't bring that up.
I'm not going to bring that up. I can already see already how well this is going to work out for a fucking monitor.
But Microsoft...
Simple fucking headset. A simple controller.
Positivity, Matt. Positivity. Focus. Remember what they've been telling you at weekly at the doctor. Positivity. Positivity.
I'm positive it's going to be fucked up.
So, of course, if you were going to buy a TV this week, right, someone gave you a chunk of change, what are you looking for? You want to make sure it's what? It's got HDMI 2.1.
Right? 4K, HDR, a high refresh rate.
Yep, that can play the high refresh rate while being in 4K at the same time, right?
Yeah.
A lot of TVs can be played with a high refresh rate if you go in and dip them down to 1080p, but you want to be able to play with the 4K resolution and the high refresh rate all at the same time. Okay? So that's what you're looking for, these designed for Xbox televisions that are coming out, and monitors are supposed to be like that. So Philips, Asus, and Acer are making some of the first monitors to have the gaming features for Xbox sticker supplied on the box, all of which are sporting HDMI 2.1. Philips will be bringing out a 55-inch television this summer with a built-in soundbar, which will support AMD FreeSync for reduced screen tearing and 4K resolution at 120 hertz. Asus is releasing a monitor with a whopping 43-inch screen size, Matt. While Acer is focusing on a desk-sized 28-inch monitor. Both are due out later in the year and are also equipped with VRR, which is variable refresh rate, via AMD FreeSync, HDR, and have 1 millisecond response times on top of supporting 4K resolution at 120 hertz. Acer's Xbox Edition gaming monitor However, it's also TUV eye safe certified, which is supposed to reduce eye strain over extended play sessions. So what do you think? You're going to look into any of those, Matt, to replace what's on your desk?
Oh, yeah, I'll look into it for sure. See. And I think it'd be convenient to have, this sticker or button or whatever when you're browsing for monitors, because you're, okay, all right, it's got everything you need in a gaming monitor, right? So, okay, cool. Here we go.
I haven't done the research to see what the price tag is on any of these.
Yeah. I don't think there is a price out yet. I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. But, yeah. I would definitely look into it and see. I'm sure, there would be a gaming monitor price. I mean, basically, it's a gaming monitor, but it's going to have a sticker on it, guaranteeing that it's going, you're getting these things.
Yeah.
So
Philips is a strange one to me. I don't think of Philips anymore as like televisions. I guess they, I've never had a Philips television myself.
Yeah, me neither.
Certainly Asus and Acer. I'm familiar with those brands.
Yeah.
But Philips is a little odd choice here for me. We just talked about this a little while ago, but we'll go back to it. Borderlands 3 crossplay is live, with the exception of PlayStation.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So this week, a large update went out which adds crossplay, increases the level cap, and brings a few quality of life changes and improvements. So it looks like if you are going to level cap, you can go up to 72 now. So it upped the level cap by 7 spots. So
yes, sir.
You can go to 72. Crossplay is between consoles, PC, Mac, and Stadia, with the exception of PS4 and PS5. No one has come out yet to say why, but the speculation is that Sony charges more for adding this feature, and that 2K didn't want to pay that price. Should be disappointing to the fucking gamer,
Mm-hmm.
Another big part of the update is the ability to play previous seasonal events. Previously, these free events were only accessible in-game for a limited time. Now, via a new option at the main menu, players can hop into any seasonal event whenever they want and collect the exclusive loot that each event contains. Any progress players have made on seasonal challenges won't be reset, and players will be able to re-earn previously collected loot too.
I'm not a fan of that. I think it takes away from the seasonal event. We all got excited when Borderlands 3 came out. It's like, ooh, Halloween, Captain Hot's coming out. We got a couple weeks we can do this. So let's get in, let's play some Captain Hot, chase these ghosts down, and do it.
Well, I was telling you, they're winding down probably supporting the game, right? They just want to give you all the content, and you can play it at your own leisure now, right? The game's been out for 2 years. They'll probably
there's no way they're getting rid of support for the game. No fucking way.
Well, I don't mean what I mean is that, like, you think they're going to continue to put out new content for it?
I think new content's going to be rare.
Right, that's what I'm getting. That's what I mean by support, like no new. So let's just since we're not putting anything else out new, and everything else might just be hot fixes, quality of life things. Let's just let them. Why keep it behind a gate at this point? Let everybody play it.
Okay, well, yeah, okay, well that kind of makes sense. But yeah, I mean, definitely the days, the DLC and everything for the games wind down, and everything like that. But I mean, like Destiny still does the seasonal things. World of Warcraft still does seasonal things. But of course, those are different type of games too.
I get what you're saying though. Like there was a special. The problem was they didn't take it away quick enough, and it felt too long in the tooth very quick.
Haunt seemed very long for some reason.
The first
Haunt
time
was went like forever, and then they did the Valentine's Day thing. It was like only like 2 weeks. It was like, oh fuck, we missed it already.
Yeah, they learned their lesson from people saying, "All right, it's Christmas time. Get rid of the fucking." I think they're moving on a lot of their team to the new spin-off game Tiny Tina, and I think they're behind the scenes probably making Borderlands 4.
Sure, no, I mean, there's no doubt about that. Yeah,
and well, they already got the next gen update out for it, so they don't have to worry about that either. Last bit of news here: Aliens Fireteam Elite is going to be launching this August. Okay. I think this game was called something else at some other point, and they've settled on a new name. But it's Aliens Fireteam Elite for PlayStation and Xbox and PC, August 24th. There's a new trailer that came out. This is set 2 decades after the events of Fox's movie franchise. Aliens Fireteam Elite will allow teams of 3 players to fight it out against extraterrestrial nasties, as well as the synthetic agents of capitalist dogs Wayland Yutani. Players can jump into 4 original story campaigns and even create and customize their own Marine. Let's see here. Any other pertinent details? It doesn't say like it's coming to Game Pass or anything like that, so I think it's just you have to buy it. But there is going to be versions on all platforms: PS4, PS5, One, Series X, S, and PC. Pre-orders are now live. It says the visual style and atmosphere appear to be in check, but the effectively scary sights and sounds of the terrifying xenomorph army. Shonuff says he's looking forward to this one. It's going to be
that's pretty good.
It's going to be a tight race. This at last second half of the year here with Back for Blood, Aliens. There was some other game that looked like Left 4 Deadish that was in the Xbox showcase. I forget what the name of it was. Will Smith is helping work on that game, but that was another. People were like, "Oh, that looks like Left 4 Dead, minus the zombies." I can't remember. Begin with an A. It began with an A. We talked about it briefly on the E3 show.
Apex.
Wasn't it? I forget what the name of it now, but yeah, there's a bunch of.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, I'm a whole different thing. What was that? That new game, that new Left 4 Dead 3. How we just called it.
Back for Blood.
Back for Blood. I think that's definitely going to be a must buy for people that want to game together and stuff like that.
Yeah, and of course that comes to Game Pass, so you won't even have to buy it.
Exactly.
So, I mean, unless you're on another system. I'm trying to look at that game. It's because it's going to bother me. Anacrusis.
Yeah.
Anacrusis. And that comes out the fall. Doesn't have a release date yet. Back for Blood is October 12th. Aliens is August 24th. So they got about almost a month and a half head start over Back for Blood. So that will do them some good. But it's the Horde mode is coming back, as the multiplayer game that developers are going to. Battle Royale was the thing for a while, and it seems like Warzone and Fortnite and Apex certainly have a stranglehold over that genre. I think to the point that you even saw in Battlefield and Halo didn't bring in Battle Royale to their games. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And now we're seeing these other sort of multiplayer-only games going not Battle Royale, saying, no, we can't compete with those 3 big dogs. Let's try another formula that worked well, and people want to play with each other, but not necessarily in a competitive way. They want to play PvE. Something for us to play at some point.
Yeah, I think so. I think definitely so.
Are you an Aliens guy? Have you watched the movies or anything?
I thought the movies were all great. Yeah, I've watched, the Alien movies, and that they did the, I guess the prequels with that Prometheus and Leviathan. Is that one? Anyway, yeah, those. So yeah, I think they're great movies.
I was not a huge fan of the last Aliens game that came out. It was okay. I didn't play a bunch of it. I wasn't that great at it either. It was a lot of like sneaking around, stealth type shit. You know what I mean? Hiding in lockers, the xenomorphs walking by you. And then we won't even talk about the Aliens Colonial Marines, which was not a good game. Anything else you needed to touch upon with the news, man? Anything strike your fancy this week that we missed? Anything caught your eye?
Nothing. No, I mean, there's a lot going on, but nothing big and fancy coming out. Nothing that's come across my mind that I saw. And
with the fourth coming up this week. Not really anything new is coming out for a little bit. I saw Mario Golf was out this week, getting mixed reviews. Did you pick up that at all? You were talking about.
I did not pick it up. No, I did not. No.
I know. Sure enough, if he's still in chat, he tweeted out a picture of him. He picked up Mario Golf, and he picked up that Scarlet Nexus. Curious if any of those are good. I know people have been playing Mario Golf on Twitch and stuff. It seems like it's certainly a how would you say, a competent golf game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe it's lacking a little bit here and there, but it's a competent golf game.
I mean, it's their version of everybody's golf,
right?
A little more. Obviously it's cartoonish and that, but it's still a very accurate, good golf game. It can be played as a simulation game, but there's other modes you can play. A speed mode and all that stuff that you can play with it. So it's a good little game for people to game.
Shonoff says Scarlet Nexus is very good. I've been looking at that. I'm not into a whole much into anime or JRPGs or whatever, but the combat looks intriguing. It looks like a beautiful game too. The art style looks really compelling. I just wonder if I got it, if I'd be able to sit through all that dialogue. Those games love their dialogue, Matt.
Love their dialogue.
A lot of talking. Well, Shonuff says he hasn't tried Mario Golf yet. Okay. Other than that, I think we're ready to wrap her up. We're about an hour and a half in.
I think so.
No Eric this week, so hope he's putting it. Is he putting it all in red or all in black, or is that too obvious? He's putting it all in red, or a little bit of both with his glove box gaming colors. Right? He's got a red controller with a black background.
Mike, he might be putting it all in pink.
Pink. Why is that? Stink the pink. Sink the pink.
There we go.
I do it constantly.
Constantly, bro.
Yeah, hopefully he's got his mother-in-law in the suite next door. Hopefully he's keeping it to a dull roar.
Hopefully they got the triple pane windows at their
exactly.
extra insulation between the walls.
I always wonder if my kids, what the hell they think. That's why we put the older kids. We put the older kids at the other end of the house. Like our 8-year-old is like the closest to our bedroom.
It's something that gets in the back of your mind, like, oh, what the fuck? I mean, they're like right there. I mean, and they're old enough to know what the fuck's going on, shit.
But I got to tell you, I don't remember ever hearing anything out of my parents' bedroom as a kid. I don't remember a goddamn thing.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, me neither.
Not once. I think it was.
Yeah,
different.
me neither.
I think it was different back then. Fuck, my my father's parents slept in separate beds in the same room for at least like the last 20 or 30 years of their life. They would, like.
To be honest with you, there's some.
They'll be like the whole thing, like, marriage till death do us part, but they were not like, romantically involved like the last 20, 30 years of their life.
To be honest with you, Mike, there's some nights where I wish I had my own fucking bed.
It gets hot in there sometimes,
It does sometimes, yeah. It's
especially with those
stealing covers and shit.
5 hours undies you're gonna put on.
Yeah, my speaking of toasty pajamas, yeah, I'm ready. Oh my gosh,
that one off the rails. All right, Matt. Shout outs.
Like every other show.
Shout outs, plugs.
Yeah, Kevin, Jay, Chase was in here earlier, Al, and everything in chat, and everyone else that I might have missed. I'm sorry, but hey, thanks for everyone for coming in the chat tonight and spending time. Thanks for everyone downloading the show and listening to the show. All the feedback that we get, Slaterific, voicemail, awesome, man. Glad to see you. So great hearing from you. It's been a while. So anyways, yeah. And
right.
Mike, thanks for coming on tonight. Great show.
No, Chase says
Eric,
he's
have
still
fun in Vegas. Yeah,
Yes.
I said Chase's name.
Yeah, Chase says he's still here. He's playing a game. I'm surprised he didn't chime in during my Mass Effect talk because he's probably playing Mass Effect.
He's not paying attention. He said he's playing a game.
That's right. He's just here to. He's what do they call it? I'm so out of streaming. Lurking.
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 Yeah,
let's give a shout out. Let's give a shout out to Dog Meat. Dog Meat passed away this week. Anybody remember who Dog Meat is?
Fortunately, no.
He's the dog that was in Fallout 4.
Oh.
The real dog. That was.
I didn't know there was a dog.
It was modeled after some. Dog Meat in Fallout 4 was modeled after a real German Shepherd in life. He was actually a dog of one of the developers who's since moved on to at a different studio now. But he tweeted out this week, over the weekend, that Dog Meat passed away.
Aw.
I'll give a shout
That's
out.
upsetting.
Yeah, shout out to Dog Meat.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Shout out to Eric as well and Jonna. Hopefully they're having a great time in Vegas, seeing their grandchild, their granddaughter for the first time. So hopefully that's a good quality hang. But yeah, everybody else in chat, thanks for showing up. As Slaterific reminded everybody with his voicemail, we are off this coming weekend. Matt, what is on the 4th of July plans? Is there streaking with a bottle rocket strapped to your ass? We going down the cul-de-sac, like burning donuts in the cul-de-sac with some, Roman candles. What's going on? What type of festive? Are people just going to be cutting loose in the cul-de-sac because, all sorts of, COVID, measures have been lifted somewhat? It's
like the Wild West again here, Mike. It's like the Wild West here. It's a little bit of everything's going to be happening here. I'm going Saturday after my nephew's house, my family and stuff like that. Hang out there, have a barbecue night. Sunday, I'll probably be at home here myself. Sunday, Barb's got work Saturday night, July 4th. So I'm going to, I think that Sunday, July 4th, I do believe I'm going to be smoking some ribs or something. I don't know.
I fucking had my parents over for a birthday party / barbecue. Fucking, my father drives me up the wall. He doesn't have any condiments on his meat. Just a hot dog, hamburger, straight up. Just the bun and the meat, nothing else, right? And it's got to be like a fucking. It's got to be like a hockey puck, or he won't eat it. He won't eat it. I got these nice pearl hot dogs, not the skinny like Dodger Dog pearl version. I got the real fat, and it's got the skin on it. You know what I mean? So it's a nice snap in your butt.
I snapped to it.
He had like a half a fucking hot dog. Who comes to a barbecue, to your son's barbecue, and he's like making food for you, and you eat just like a fucking half of a hot dog?
Did you say why or anything?
No, I'm done asking why. I'm done.
I don't understand that. I mean, hot dogs. I mean, eat a whole fucking hot dog. I don't understand. Mike, how do you like your hot dog done?
Cooked. Like, I don't like it burnt, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, I tend to cook it, and I tend to slice put the lines in it. You know what I mean?
See, I don't understand that either.
Well, that's how I can tell when they're cooked. That's how I tell when they're kind of like ready, like they're like puff out a little. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, these things come pre-cooked anyways, right? I mean, unless you're talking about the raw hot dogs, like Ballpark Franks or something like that. But like these pearl things come with the casing. They're almost like
Well, yeah, they're all pre-cooked. They're all pre-cooked hot dogs. Okay, you're warming them up on the grill. All right. But I mean, there's something like them like charcoal black.
No,
I
turned my back.
No way.
There 2 seconds today. I went into the house to make their kids like the sides for the stuff I was putting on the grill today. We could do another whole show on grills. I got a fucking grill that looks nice, but it's not that great. I can adjust the flame on this grill from low to high, and it doesn't fucking change it at all. It's just flat out like, it's supposedly like heats in the back, like it's supposed to be like where the flame would be in the back and the front. It only fucking has ever lit up in the front. Should I put in the back, never gets as cooked as a shit in the front. And I turned my back for 2 seconds to cut up some vegetables to put on their plates. I go outside, my sausage patties. I didn't have this regular sausage. I got sausage patties instead of, like a hamburger patty. Fucking burnt to shit. I was that was at the point I came very close to texting you, Matt. You know what? I've had a shit day. Almost got killed by the zero turn. I fell up the flight of stairs, and now I burnt my sausage patties. I'm going to fucking bed. I came this close to saying, you know what? That was the trifecta, and screw you, everybody. But here I am.
Well, I'm glad you came to your senses show tonight, but grill. I mean, grill. You gotta. Propane grills, gas grills. I mean, they can be temperamental because you got your hot zones, you got your cold zones, and all this other bullshit. And you gotta be watching. Like I know my grill out there. I know that. Where if I got all my burners going, where it's actually going to be hotter and cooler, even though everything's on high. Yeah. It's just something because they're all different. They're all
Now you don't cook your shit on I don't cook my shit on high because I want it to take time to cook. Like there's a theory okay, do I put a hamburger on high and it just cooks it as fast as possible and I'm getting it done faster, or is it better to cook it on medium so it doesn't burn real quick and the inside gets cooked? You know what I mean?
Well, it depends what you're cooking. Like a big old steak. Me personally, a big old steak. There's a couple of ways you can do it. I do where I sear that sumbitch on both sides. Okay, I get as hot as I can get it, and I sear that sumbitch on both sides. Sear in the juices and that, sear in the flavor, and then I put it off to the side for a minute or two, a couple of minutes to get the inside, a little bit done. But you get that nice crust, that nice sear on the outside of it. Not burnt, but nice crust. Now hamburgers, a little bit of a slower process. A little bit, put them on like a medium heat or something like that. And you're sitting there. You sit them on one side for a couple of sides. Then when the juices start to come out, you flip it over, and the juices start coming clear. It's done.
Goddamn.
Once the juices are clear, pull them off.
I got some nice burgers for him. And I thought he was going to have a burger. Then he said he was going to have a hot dog. But he didn't tell me that until I was done cooking. These are some nice burgers. But I had to cook them so well for him that they were like silver dollars by the time I was done. The fuckers shrinked up into little silver dollars, and they were fucking burnt to shit. Because he only eats a hockey puck.
Yeah, that's too done for me. I like a little pink in my burgers. I like my steaks, medium. Rare, medium, rare, chicken. I like my chicken a little bit on the drier side, but
we got
pork.
Robo in chat. Good to see him around. He says, I have a buddy.
Hey, yeah.
Roast out by mustard and ketchup. Does the same. Well, I did that as a little kid, I didn't like much mustard and ketchup, but as a grown-ass adult, you can't just be eating bread and the meat. What the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, it's I mean,
Unless you like your meat on the more tender side, and then you have some of the natural juices that are built into it. You know what I mean?
There you go. Right. If it's tender, yeah.
But my dad does not like that, so he's eating literally fucking burnt fucking hamburger
and bun.
And there's no walking it back. Nothing. If you made a mistake and put something on it, he had to scrape it off. You never seen a 75-year-old man with a hissy fit. You know what I mean?
Wow.
There's no I can't eat this. Pushes it away. Can't have this.
Damn. I still get when I grill burgers. There's some times where I just want the simple burger, just a simple cheeseburger with maybe some mustard, ketchup, and mayonnaise on it, or just a plain, just a cheeseburger. But I've got the juices still on the, the burger in it. And sometimes I want the whole gamut. With the lettuce, tomato, onion, all the condiments on it. I mean, it just depends what food I'm in.
I said it before, I'm a lazy eater, so I very rarely go with the lettuce, the tomato, the onion, I'm just, put the cheese on, got my nice honey mustard and ketchup, and I'm good to go. But having nothing, not even cheese... This is fucking bizarre. But anyways,
I agree.
I didn't mean to extend the podcast. That was the cooking portion of the show. And now it's almost 11 o'clock at night and I want a goddamn hamburger.
Yeah, me too.
So we'll see you all in 2 weeks. What does that put us at, Matt? What date? What is the date of that? That must be the 11th?
July 11th, I think. I don't know. Yeah.
The
People
4th is
figure it
actually, yeah, the 4th is actually on a Sunday, so we won't be here. So July 11th, we will be back with 169. This has been 168. Thanks again for everybody hanging out. We'll see you in a few weeks. Be safe. Don't run your dryer for 5 hours like Uncle Matt. Please, Matt, get that fixed because we want you to be back for 169. All right? Until then, we'll talk to you all later.
It's going to be sausage season here soon.